And tell me, my young friend, how would you feel knowing that you have over 1 billion brothers and sisters, yeah? And there is not one that is there to respond to your call. And then you have to watch your own son and daughter die in your own arms. What you've been asked for is nothing. 2,000 pounds is nothing. You know, to raise 2,000 pounds is nothing. You know, that could be done, any person. There's not a single person who will have 5 to 8 friends. And if you just work out simple maths, you know, £5 a week, in a year, £250 each individual, 8 friends, you'll have 2,000 pounds. But can you imagine, Allahu Akbar, you know, we've seen this with our own eyes when we went down. You know, children, when we give them, you know, oh and no, I'd say. You know, we took them Eid gifts, a new pair of clothes, you know, some shoes. You should see the smile on the face of these orphans. On the face of these orphans. You should see the smile. Can you imagine the smile that you would bring on these individuals? You know, I was just sitting there thinking when Maulana was making this announcement with regards to, you know, let's see if we can get 50. How many houses have we got today? You know, 37 houses we've got. We need another 13. Can you imagine on the day of judgment, you're there standing before the Arsh of the Lord of the Arsh and Kursi. Do you understand? And this child comes to Allah and says, oh Allah, oh Allah, this person brought a smile to my face. I beg you, bring a smile to his face. And the Lord of the Arsh and Kursi turns around and said, you brought a smile to his face, let me bring a smile to your face. Go forgiven. Go into paradise. You do not know. Nobody knows which deed of his, you know, will benefit him. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. I do not know which deed of mine will benefit me in the next life. We can never be content with what we do, indeed, by the grace of Allah. And I thank you for the good that you've already done. It is through the good that you do that people like this are able to then pass on your good to these people. And these people that you do good to are grateful for the good that you do. And I know it's too much to ask, but what can we do when we see our brothers and sisters dying on a daily basis? You know, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam could not tolerate the suffering of any human being. This is why Allah says in this verse of the Quran, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ. What would trouble Rasulullah is this, that he'd see any Muslim suffering. This is why if you open the narrations, you will find, you know, the brother was saying that some of us don't have anything. Yeah? Look at Rasulullah. Never once did he ever turn a beggar away. Never once did he ever turn a beggar away. And when he would not have anything, he would say to the person, go wherever you like, take a loan, buy whatever you like, and tell that person, Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has taken the responsibility of repaying that loan. And sometimes the hadith comes to mind. You know, when he would see that there's no one there with anything. I mean, the hadith that comes to mind is the hadith of Muslim, narrated by Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Okay, one occasion a man came to him, and the man said, "Inni majhood." You know, the word juhud means to be in extreme difficulty. And said, "Okay, Ya Rasulullah, I haven't eaten for days. Now, such has become of me that I can't tolerate it. It's too much. That's why I've come to you. Why? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. You are the mercy for mankind, and I've come to you for help." So Rasulullah immediately had nothing there with him. He sent a wife to the Azwaj Mutahharat. Aisha, whatever you have inside your house, send. Now, as Aisha sent a message to Ya Rasulullah, فَوَالَّذِي بَعَثَ بِالْحَقِّ مَا إِنْدِي إِلَّا مَا. I swear by the one that has sent you with the truth, there is nothing inside my house other than water. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent a message to the other Azwaj Mutahharat. One by one, every one of them respond, I swear by the one that has sent you with truth, O Messenger of Allah, we want to help, but there is nothing inside our own houses other than water. So the Azwaj Mutahharat themselves were suffering from starvation. They had nothing inside their house, but still if they had, they were prepared to give. Now what does Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam do? Because this person is in his gathering and he's suffering, and this is something, you know, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam can't tolerate. So now, as we're doing today with you, he stood up and asked the Sahaba, "Man yudhifu hadha layla?" Who will take this person and entertain him as a guest tonight? You know, when the Ansari So the cry of Rasulullah, without thinking, no mashwara with anyone, without thinking, he stood up. فَقَامَ رَجُلٌ مِّنَ الْأَنصَارِ أَنَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. And Ansari stood up and said, Ya Rasulullah, don't worry, I will take him home and I will entertain him as a guest. Now he went home without even asking his wife. And when he got home and told his wife today that the guest of Rasulullah will be dining with us, he turned around and asked his wife, هَلْ إِنْدَكِ شَيْءٌ? Is there anything inside the house that you can give him to eat? Look what his wife says. La. There is nothing in our house except إِلَّا قُوتُ سِبْيَانِ, except a little which will just suffice our own flesh and blood. Now listen to this, my friends. What he said, look at the advice that gives his wife. He says to her, فَعَلِّلِيهِمْ بِشَيْءٍ. Give our children something to suck on. فَإِذَا أَرَادُوا الْأَشَاءَ فَنَوِّمِيهِمْ. You know, when in the evening when our children ask for their evening meal and children cry and ask for their meal, what to do is lull them to sleep. And when our guest enters, what to do is put out the lamp. We will sit with our guests, give them our children's food, and he will be able to see because there'll be no light, and we'll pretend and we'll sit there as if we are also eating with him. Now my friends, look what he's saying to his wife. You know, this is a mother. Yeah? A mother, my friend, can tolerate anything, but a mother cannot tolerate the suffering of her own flesh and blood. You know, this is natural love that Allah's placed inside, you know, the heart of a mother, that she's prepared to give her life to save her own flesh and blood. And when her husband is giving her this advice, that, you know, your own flesh and blood, lull them to sleep, give them nothing to eat, and give it to this poor man that has come to the gathering of Rasulullah, Sami'na wa ata'na was the response. I have heard and I will obey. And that's exactly what she did. In the, you know, the children, give them something to chew on, you know, a seed or something. And in the evening when her own flesh and blood were crying for food, she picked them up, placed a stone in her heart, and she lulled them to sleep. And then when this guest entered, she did as her husband said, took off the lamp. And this person sat down and ate the meal of their children, not even realizing that the husband and wife are sitting there and they are not eating anything. You know, it was dark, he couldn't see. But he that watches everything, the Lord of the Arsh and Kursi, was watching again. And next morning, when this companion goes to the gathering of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to him, قَدْ عَجِبَ اللَّهُ مِنْ سَنِيئِكُمَا بِضَيْفِكُمَا, that even Allah appreciated your entertainment of the guest last night. And to the day of judgment, we recite the verse of the Quran which was revealed. وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَصَاصَةٌ. Such were these Muslims when they saw their Muslim brothers suffering. They would give preference over their own self, their wives and their children, even though they were suffering themselves. Poverty may be their lot. Can you imagine how, you know, the very same messenger who could not even tolerate the suffering of one believer, if Rasulullah was alive here today amongst us, and he was to see what is happening across the globe, from Gaza where you have over 1 million Muslims living in the greatest and biggest open prison that has been throughout history, where nothing goes in, nothing goes out. You know, them people in Gaza just literally wait for death. They do not know when the angel will come. They do not know when the next morsel will come. How do you think Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would feel if he were to see his ummatis like this? Then at the same time, when he sees these are ummatis on one side, and then they have, you know, millions and millions of their brothers like you and me, who Allah has blessed. Who Allah has blessed. How do you think Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would feel? And on this note, I will conclude. Hopefully, inshallah, Maulana is going to make a few more points with regards to it. It'll be really good. We've only managed to get 37 houses. Alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah. You know, even that's good. But it would be better if we got 50, because they've asked me that in these next 3 weeks, we need to provide accommodation for at least 150 families. So it would be good if we can make up the number. But if not, alhamdulillah, even on this, all praise to Allah. So my friends, you want to bear this in mind. how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would feel. On one hand, where our brothers are suffering like this, and our daughters and our mothers are committing suicide because they have nothing. And then on the other side, people like yourselves and me who can do more. We all can do more, every one of us. And next time, your child throws away that morsel out in your house. Every day when our wives wrap up the dastarkhan, how many chapatis are left over, how much rice is left over, and it all goes into the bin. I just want you to think at that time, when you throw that into bin, you know what? There was an orphan that died because he couldn't receive that. I just want you to think of that. When your wife throws that extra food that was left over into the bin, right? See how you feel, reminding yourself, there was an orphan out there. Had you cooked less and given that to that child, maybe today he would have been amongst us and part of the ummah of Rasulullah. And on this note I conclude. May Allah give me the tawfiq, Allah give you the tawfiq for the good that you've done. Wa akhiru dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.